In this video, I wanted to pass along some advice and encouragement for anyone looking to begin their guitar journey in 2025, or for anyone who's generally in the beginning stages of their playing life. Now, these are little things that have helped me when I was learning how to play, and have definitely helped a lot of my students that I've been teaching over the last 35 years or so. So let's check out a few of these ideas, and I have a feeling you'll gain some benefit from this. The first point I wanted to share with you is don't be afraid to learn little bits of things for a while. I remember when I was in the beginning stages of playing, probably within, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I remember my mom asking me, "So, can you play a full song yet?" And I was thinking to myself, well, man, already? You want me to be able to play a full song already? I don't even know how to fret the notes properly, or I don't even know how to play any actual chords yet. So I chalked it up to my mom just not knowing what it's like to begin playing an instrument, although it seemed like a fair question, right? So what I found is just by learning little bits that you like, don't worry about learning full songs just yet. Why? Well, at first, it's a lot of fun to learn little bits and pieces. Like I remember one of the first things I learned how to play recognizable was, Jingle Bells. And after that, it was probably Heartbreaker from Led Zeppelin or whatever. And I could play hundreds of riffs for a while. Now, you do have to get to a point where you are going to embark on learning full songs, but at first, don't worry about it. It's more about just beginning to enjoy the instrument and being able to hear things that you recognize come from you. So that's the first thing I would say, is don't be afraid to just learn bits that you like at first and kind of get acclimated to the instrument. Another bit of advice, I guess, would be don't feel pressured into learning music theory or learning how to read just yet either. Now, I definitely recommend doing so at some point, but if you feel like it's too much to take in, that's all right. You can learn how to do those things later. An analogy I like to use for that is, well, everybody growing up. If you think of music theory as language, then think about how you learned the language that you speak. Did you come fresh out of the womb and then start learning your alphabet and phonics and sentence structure and grammar? No. You learned how to talk first. You didn't know how to write. You didn't know any of those things before you learned how to talk. You just learned how to talk first. Later, you learned your alphabet. You learned sentence structure, grammar, and all those things. It doesn't happen the other way. You don't learn nuts and bolts and then learn how to talk. You learn how to talk and then you reverse engineer it to learn what it is that you're doing. So I find that learning music theory is the same. Learn how to play, enjoy what you're doing, and at some point you will naturally want to learn music theory, or you will probably naturally want to learn how to do other things like read and study scales and things, because your natural curiosity will kick in. Like if you're into cars, let's say you love watching racing. At first, you just love watching the cars go around the track, and you're happy with that. But after a while, if you're still into it, you probably want to know about the cars. You want to know what's under the hood. You want to know the finer details of the mechanics and the things and, the theory behind racing or behind a car in general. It's the same thing. You begin by enjoying the process first, then you go back and reverse engineer and learn the nuts and bolts of that idea. So for theory, I definitely recommend doing it, but don't be in a rush to do it, because it's more about enjoying what you're doing at the moment first. Another big one is learning how to listen to what you're doing. There's a difference between hearing something and listening to it, right? What I'm getting at here is if you can finally attune your ears to listen to what you're doing, you can then determine whether you're on the right track with something or not. For example, if you were to play a single note on the guitar, or even, let's make it more of an extreme instrument, on the violin. Try playing for the first time ever a good sounding note on your instrument. It's not easy. at first. In fact, even on the guitar, the first time you actually play a note, you're probably not going to have the feel for it. You may get the note out, but it's going to be weak or maybe a little buzzy. You want to be able to fine-tune your ears to hear the things that you actually want to hear. In other words, you have to impose your sense of what good music is as you're playing even the simplest of things. It could be just, the old 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of thing. It's very easy and very possible to make that sound bad. Your rhythm could be off. Some notes don't come out. But if you're not listening, you're not going to have the awareness to fix stuff. You're just going to plow through it and just keep trying it. But if you really listen and you correct as you go, then you're going to end up sounding better much sooner. And that's really the point of that bit of advice, is to get to the point where you're making good sounding music, even if it is just a 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. If it sounds good, then you're on the right track. Now, the last point I have is an interesting one. It's about keeping things fun, but not to the detriment of you progressing. And what I mean by that is, I know a lot of players who, they would love to be able to play like their favorite player or someone who's, super amazing, but they themselves don't feel like it's possible for them to do. So they just say, I just want to have fun with it. Well, the whole idea of playing an instrument is to have fun, for sure. And by all means, do whatever you have to do to continue to have fun. And that's going to allow you to press through, the plateaus you may run into and whatnot. But what I'm getting at here is, while maintaining fun, please realize that you are capable of being able to play in whatever way you want. It's not unavailable to you. It's available to anyone who studies enough and puts in the work. If that guy can play like that, then you're capable of doing the same. The potential is there. So while you're having fun and playing things you like, also strive to build your technique. Learn how to play things faster, even if you don't intend to be a speed demon. Learn your instrument in a farther capacity than you think you need, because then you get to a point where you realize, actually, I'm a lot closer to being able to play the stuff that I'm hearing Joe Schmo play or whatever. You're actually getting closer to being able to do that by not shortchanging yourself. For me, back in the day, early days of learning how to play and getting guitar magazines, I would love getting guitar magazines where there was transcriptions of players that really blew me away. Like at the time, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, John Petrucci, Vinnie Moore, guys like that. And I would always look over the transcriptions, and because I didn't feel qualified to play any of this stuff, I just sort of looked over it. I never really attempted it or never really gave it an honest go at it. I would look at it and I would say to myself, I'm not ready for this yet. Since I mentioned about learning guitar in 2025, everybody now has seen 5-year-olds playing Paul Gilbert licks on the guitar. Do you think those little guys put limits on themselves or felt like they should wait till they're qualified for something? No, they jumped in, they learned the parts at the level they could play, and then repetition and practice, all those things brought them to the point where people are just learning faster at younger ages. And that's part of the reason why, is the resources in 2025 are far greater than they were when I was starting. And I felt lucky back then. I felt like, man, I got instructional videos and guitar magazines, I'm taking lessons, going to the odd concert. What else do you need? Now it's crazy, right? You have YouTube and all these resources to help you speed up that learning process. So I would say, if you feel like you're not qualified or it's not possible for you to play certain things, that's actually not true. All you have to do is learn the part at whatever level you are currently at. Start there. You just got to start the journey, right? How many times do you hear about that with other things, right? If you want to start a workout program in the gym, you just got to start. If you want to begin a diet, you just got to start. Let me know what you think in the comments if any of these ideas are helpful or encouraging to you. And by all means, if you have any bit of advice that you've learned along the way that you think people could benefit from, again, hit the comments and I'll catch you in the next one.